You try to take care of yourself, avoid sweets, and do everything you can to control your blood sugar, but it just keeps going up? The problem might be in foods that seem harmless, but are actually sabotaging your health without you even realizing it. Many people, especially over 60, fall into this trap every day, and this can lead to serious complications like vision loss, kidney problems, and even silent heart attacks. Today, I'm going to show you 10 foods that raise your blood sugar without you suspecting a thing, and what you can eat instead to keep everything under control. Stick with me, because this list might be the key to transforming your health. But before we get started, leave a comment telling me where you're watching from. I'd love to know. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because I'm bringing you a series of videos that will help you control your diabetes and get your health back on track. Let's begin. 1. Sugary breakfast cereals, like Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops. If you're over 60 and living with diabetes, you need to be extra careful with those sweet, colorful breakfast cereals that look harmless. You know the ones, the cute boxes like Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, or even some that claim to be whole grain but come flavored with honey or artificial fruits. Yep, they're basically sugar bombs. These cereals are made from refined flours and loaded with added sugar, sometimes more than 20 grams per serving, and that's before you even add milk. They have little to no fiber, protein, or healthy fats. And what does that mean? Your body digests them super quickly, turning it all into blood sugar. In minutes, your glucose spikes, which is especially dangerous if you already struggle with keeping it stable. Even worse, that sugar spike is followed by a crash. Then you feel hungry again, crave more carbs, and fall into a vicious cycle. For older adults, these sugar highs and lows can be even riskier, increasing the chances of damage to the heart, kidneys, and eyes over time. If you need something quick in the morning, a great alternative is plain rolled oats with chia seeds, a bit of cinnamon, which helps stabilize blood sugar, and fruits like blueberries or strawberries. It's tasty, healthy, and so much safer for your body. 2. White bread and crackers. Yes, white bread. That soft, easy-to-chew loaf that many people eat daily for breakfast or snacks. And what about those light, salty crackers that seem harmless? Well, for someone living with diabetes, especially in their senior years, they're a real trap. The issue is that white bread and most crackers are made with refined flour, which has no fiber, no protein, and very few nutrients. When you eat them, your body digests everything quickly and turns into sugar. And since there's no fiber to slow things down, that sugar rushes straight into your bloodstream, sending your glucose sky high in no time. Plus, many of these foods contain preservatives, too much salt, and even hidden fats, making things worse. Eating them regularly doesn't just mess with your blood sugar. It also increases your risk of high blood pressure and weight gain, two big risk factors if you already have diabetes. So what should you eat instead? Switch white bread for real whole grain bread. Check the label. The first ingredient should be whole wheat flour, or even whole grain tortillas, which have more fiber. And instead of crackers, try seed-based snacks or fresh-cut veggies with hummus. Your body will thank you, and so will your blood sugar. I know how hard it can be to make the right food choices to keep your blood sugar steady, especially with so many tempting options out there. But what if you had a simple, practical guide full of delicious, diabetes-friendly recipes? With Smart Eating, the nutritional guide for diabetics, you'll have everything you need to plan your meals, from breakfast to dessert, using ingredients that help keep your glucose stable. Want to transform your diet and start managing your blood sugar in a tasty, easy way? Download the guide now by clicking the link in the first pinned comment below this video. 3. Packaged French fries. Look, I know, French fries are delicious, and those packaged ones, like Lay's or Pringles, are even more tempting, right? They're crispy, salty, and easy to snack on while watching TV or eating a sandwich. But if you have diabetes and are over 60, these little chips become a real danger to your health. First of all, they're made from potatoes, which already have a high glycemic index. But when the potatoes are fried in hot oil, then processed and loaded with additives, things get even worse. These chips are full of saturated fat, trans fat, lots of salt, and almost no fiber. The result? A combo that spikes your blood sugar, increases blood pressure and bad cholesterol, and puts extra stress on your heart. Plus, since they're so crunchy and addictive, it's easy to eat a whole bag without even noticing. When your body gets all that refined carbohydrate and bad fat at once, it struggles to process it, leading to insulin resistance and belly fat buildup, both of which directly affect diabetic health. Want a safer option? Try homemade veggie chips baked in the oven, zucchini, carrots, or sweet potatoes with a little olive oil and natural seasonings. They're tasty, crispy, and won't mess with your blood sugar like the packaged ones. 4. Canned and ready-made soups. Many people over 60 love a good bowl of soup. It's warm, convenient, and seems like a light option, especially those canned or boxed soups you find ready to heat at the store. But here's the warning. These processed soups are far from diabetic-friendly. The problem starts with the ingredients. Most of these soups are loaded with modified starch, white flour, hidden sugars, and a mountain of sodium salt. All of this can cause a spike in blood sugar without you even noticing because the creamy texture and mild flavor can be deceiving. In some cases, a single serving already contains almost the entire recommended daily amount of sodium, which can worsen high blood pressure, a serious concern for people with diabetes. And there's more. Many of these products contain preservatives and chemical additives that, when consumed frequently, can overload the liver and kidneys, organs that already need special care as we age. Want real soup? Make it at home with fresh vegetables, beans or lentils, natural herbs, and a touch of olive oil. It's simple, nutritious, and you get to control the salt and ingredients. Your body will function better, and your blood sugar will stay more stable. 5. Sodas and sweetened teas. There's no sugarcoating this one. Sodas and sweetened teas are some of the worst enemies for people with diabetes, especially after age 60. It might sound extreme, but a single glass of these drinks can have over 35 grams of sugar. That's about 7 teaspoons. Even worse, this type of sugar is absorbed very quickly, causing a near-instant spike in blood sugar. For people who struggle to produce or use insulin, like many diabetics, this is a recipe for disaster. Frequent blood sugar spikes are linked to serious complications like damage to the eyes, kidneys, and heart. And don't fall for the natural or organic teas either. Many popular ones, like Arizona or Snapple, are still full of hidden sugar and have almost no fiber, protein, or nutritional value. What about diet sodas? Even though they don't contain sugar, they often have artificial sweeteners that can trick your brain, increasing your cravings for sweets and messing with your appetite. Plus, some studies suggest that frequent sweetener consumption can disrupt your gut microbiome and harm blood sugar control. Instead, choose lemon water, unsweetened green tea, or natural herbal teas. They're refreshing, safe, and actually help your body, instead of harming it. 6. Regular ice cream. That little scoop of ice cream after lunch or in the afternoon. Who doesn't love it, right? But if you have diabetes, especially after 60, it's important to know that regular ice cream, those creamy, super sweet ones like Häagen-Dazs, Ben & Jerry's, or even store brands, can be sugar and saturated fat bombs. Let's talk numbers. A single serving, which is often way smaller than what people usually eat, can contain more than 25 g of sugar, plus saturated fat from cream and other ultra-processed ingredients. And if it has syrup, cookie dough, brownie pieces, or chocolate, even worse. This combo, lots of sugar and lots of fat, causes blood sugar to spike quickly and stay elevated for longer. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at handling those spikes, increasing the risk of complications like neuropathy, retinopathy, and heart disease. And it gets worse. Ice cream triggers a short burst of pleasure, thanks to the sugar, but then comes the rebound effect. More sugar cravings, more hunger, and more blood sugar swings. But don't worry. If you love ice cream, there are alternatives. Today, you can make homemade versions using frozen banana, plain unsweetened yogurt, and berries. They turn out creamy, delicious, and don't mess with your blood sugar. Yes, a tasty dessert can actually be good for your health. 7. Frozen pizzas and ready-made meals. You know those frozen pizzas you just pop in the oven real quick? Or those trays with pasta, lasagna, chicken, and mashed potatoes. all ready in 5 minutes in the microwave. Sounds convenient, right? But for people with diabetes, especially after 60, these easy meals can come at a high cost to your health. These pizzas and ready meals are highly processed, packed with refined carbs, salt, saturated fat, and worse, hidden sugars. Yes, even savory foods often contain added sugar to enhance flavor and increase shelf life. And that, of course, causes blood sugar levels to spike. Another big issue is the amount of sodium, often more than the recommended daily intake in just one meal. This raises blood pressure, overworks the kidneys, and worsens heart problems, all common among diabetics over 60. Plus, these meals have almost no fiber or real nutrients, meaning they don't keep you full for long. The result? You eat, your blood sugar spikes, and soon you're hungry again. For a healthier alternative, try making real homemade meals and freezing portions. Brown rice with veggies, shredded chicken, homemade soups. All of this can be prepped ahead and simply reheated with much more flavor and safety for your blood sugar. 8. Diet or sugar-free ultra-processed products. This one fools a lot of people. Those famous diet, sugar-free, or no added sugar products seem made for people with diabetes, right? But the truth is, not everything with those labels is safe, especially when it comes to ultra-processed foods like bars, desserts, artificial gelatin, diet sodas, or fit sandwich cookies. These products might not contain table sugar, but they're often loaded with artificial sweeteners, unhealthy fats, refined flour, sodium, and chemical additives that affect your body in other ways. Many of them can cause blood sugar spikes even without sugar, because the body still reacts to high glycemic ingredients like maltodextrin or modified starch. What's more, excessive use of artificial sweeteners, like aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame K, can disrupt your gut microbiome, increase insulin resistance, and even trigger more cravings for sweets. So, it's like tricking your body for a few minutes, but paying the price soon after. The best choice is always natural foods with simple, honest labels. Low glycemic fruits, plain unsweetened yogurt, nuts, seeds, or even a bit of dark chocolate in moderation are much more balanced and safer options. 9. Hot dogs and processed meats. If there's one group of foods that seems harmless but is a real nightmare for people with diabetes, it's processed meats. Hot dogs, ham, bologna, salami, bacon, sausage. They're tasty, I know, but they're also highly processed, packed with preservatives, saturated fat, and lots of sodium. Let's start with hot dogs. They're made from processed meat scraps, animal fat, and a hefty dose of salt and sodium nitrite, a preservative that, in excess, is linked to inflammation and even increased cancer risk. And to make matters worse, these foods have almost no real nutritional value. For people with diabetes over 60, frequent consumption of these products can be very harmful. Excess saturated fat increases the risk of insulin resistance, high cholesterol, and cardiovascular disease. And too much salt strains the heart and kidneys, which already need extra care as we age. The hot dog bun is another issue. It's usually made from white flour, which turns into sugar quickly in the bloodstream. If you want to take care of your health, avoid processed meats in your daily routine. Choose real proteins like eggs, shredded chicken, tuna, and water, or even seasoned tofu. These are healthier options, with fewer chemicals and much gentler on your blood sugar. 10. Donuts and packaged cakes. If there's a dangerous combo for people with diabetes, it's this: sugar plus refined flour plus trans fat. And guess what? Donuts, store-bought cakes, and ready-made cupcakes are exactly that. A true festival of ingredients that send your blood sugar soaring, while keeping your body inflamed. These sweets are made with white flour, which quickly turns into sugar in your bloodstream. They're also packed with added sugar, corn syrup, artificial colorings, preservatives, and unhealthy fats, especially the notorious trans fats that raise bad cholesterol, LDL, and lower the good, HDL. The result? Blood sugar chaos, inflammation, and greater risk of heart problems, a major concern after 60. Worst of all, they're super palatable, meaning you eat one and immediately want another. That makes it easy to lose control and overeat without even realizing. If that craving for cake hits, it's okay. But go for homemade versions made with whole wheat flour, natural sweeteners like erythritol or xylitol, and even veggies in the batter, like carrot or zucchini chocolate cake. You can satisfy your sweet tooth without putting your health at risk. Sometimes the biggest blood sugar villains are hiding in plain sight, disguised as common or even healthy foods. But now that you know these 10 silent saboteurs, you can start making smarter choices and truly protect your health. If any of this surprised you, comment below and share which food you used to eat without realizing it was harmful. I'd love to hear your experience. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you get more valuable tips like this. This is your space to learn, take care, and unlock a healthier life with better diabetes control. See you in the next video.